Hi, I'm Rafa Mora, and I'm here with Simon from At the Match. Simon, obviously you've had a lot of experience being a football agent throughout all kind of levels of the game. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Um, First off, what would you say your biggest attribute of being a football agent and being able to kind of have the eye to be able to scout a potential star in the making?
Hi, Rafa. Pleasure to speak to you. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously that's a big question, and we can take hours speaking about it. But I think ultimately what you're looking for is drive, trust, and obviously talent. So you need to see someone who even might not be the finished article, but clearly stands out from the crowd and has what it takes to go forward. But in particular, what you need is resilience and be willing to work hard even when it's not so easy. So as you will know, just from watching sport and being a sports journalist and a sports fan, you see the players on the pitch. What you don't see is the journey that it takes to get to that level. So I've specialized through my time and experiences in looking for non-league talent that stands out, which, is sometimes hard to spot. But if you go to enough non-league games looking for that spark, plus attitude and work on the pitch, you often can tell a character just from the way they're working hard on the pitch. They're looking every single game like it's their last. They're doing their bit for the team. They're also what they're doing off the ball, not just on the ball, but obviously looking for that extra special talent. So I've been privileged in a way to work with some very young talent. And I think from my point of view, the most important thing is to be, as well as a guide to them, but also to be a nurturing figure for them. So someone that's going to take care of them both on and off the pitch and not be there just for those big deals, be there even when the times are hard. That's what a player is looking for. And I've been lucky to have been successful with taking a few players from non-league, have made it to the league all the way up, so in one case, all the way to the Premier League.
Obviously, you mentioned there about the journey, kind of from the bottom up. I know that you've had some players that have gone all the way to the Premier League. One of them being Jamal Lowe, who's featured in the first team for Bournemouth last season. Has been at QPR, been at Swansea. So, would you say he's your biggest achievement? And what was that like, kind of being on that journey with him and being in that process with him?
I think you've obviously done your homework and research. So Jamal Lowe, obviously, for me on a personal level, was sort of captures everything that I sort of started off with my answer to your first question. I saw him play at Hampton and Richmond, where it was obvious to me just going to watch him, even the first time, but then having to go to watch him six, seven times before I even approached him. For me, it was obvious he was in a league, where he could be potentially in a league much, much higher. And it was curious for me in a way, and that's sort of how this started between me and Jamal was when I approached him. He came to an at the match. We did networking events, which was a way we also made them feel part of the family. We did networking events. We invited them with their families, and we created a bit of a family around the whole branding and the brand of at the match. And when Jamal came, I sat him down in the corner and had a quiet chat with him. And I asked him, I said, why is it that a player of your standard and of your competence, and clearly you're better than the level that you're at, why are you not playing in the league? And the answer that he gave me was quite enlightening was, and this is what I meant when I said to you about you don't always see what goes off the pitches. He said to me, look, in order to survive financially, I'm holding down two jobs. I'm coming here to train, and at the same time, I'm a PE teacher running physical sports in school, and I'm running between training and I'm exhausted. And by the time Saturdays come, I'm exhausted. I'm not able to perform. And I think that's what, for me, I'm very proud as an agent. I always put them before me. So at that point, I asked him how much he was making in his part-time work. And I basically said to him that for the next 3 months, and this was back in September, for the next 3 months, I will pay him what he was earning part-time. And I want him to quit his job and dedicate himself solely to focusing on football and the pitch, on being fit, on being healthy, training and having no other worries and scheduling to worry about besides football. And I said to him, if we do that and you carry on the way you're doing, then we will get you into a league club by January. And it's one of those where sometimes you talk and it's not always easy to implement. On this particular occasion, Jamal went on to score, I think it was 23 goals between September and the end of the year. And come January, we had already in December closed a deal in his first sort of professional contract with Portsmouth FC, where he made quite a high impact, stayed there in 2 or 3 seasons, and that's when his journey started. From there, he went to Swansea, and then from Swansea, I think it was Swansea, and then from Swansea, he ended up in Bournemouth in the first team, like you said, and he's today playing for Sheffield Wednesday. So he made a career out of it, but that's obviously a story. But again, it was more of what went on off the pitch, and his obvious talent, but his ambition and his drive, and just that little extra bit of taking away his pressures of the outside world and having to make money and being able to focus and have that belief in himself, and me believing in him is what got him to where he's been able to get to and make a living out of just playing football. So yes, I'm quite proud of that example that you brought up.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. Much appreciated.
Okay, it's my pleasure, and good luck to you and everything that you do in your future. If I can be of
Thank
any
you.
help,
Thank you very much. Cheers.
thank you. All the best.